Day 2 of the World Cup of Golf didn't go quite the way as planned for the U.S. team of Ricky Fowler and Jimmy Walker, but they're still in good shape to claim this title. An update is ahead. Here's the team that blistered the field Friday in Melbourne, Denmark's Søren Kjeldsen and Thorbjørn Olesen at 12 under 60 that moved them to the top of the leaderboard. All the highlights and a preview of Day 3 right now on Golf Central.
Golf Central, brought to you by Titleist.
The windy conditions continued Friday in Melbourne, Australia. Kingston Heath Golf Club side of the 58th playing of the World Cup of Golf. Team Spain held a slight lead after round 1, but it was the pair from Denmark that made the biggest statement of the tournament so far in round 2. Hey there, great to have you with us tonight on Golf Central. Lisa Cornwell, Tripp Eisenhower, Brian Bateman. We expected teams to go low, guys, in best ball play, but 12 under, not quite the number I expected.
Yeah, I mean, that's unusual, especially on a stern test like Kingston Heath. The wind was up. It was blowing harder in round number 2 than it was in round number 1, but in that format, it does lend itself to lower scores. Now we're back to the alternate shot. A lot more strategic elements in play. It's not birdie ball anymore. It's back to par, but the weather will play a big factor today in a different way. It's a little cold. It's 60 degrees southwest winds, and they're going to be lower than they've been all week. So maybe, just maybe, we might see a 65, a 66 an alternate shot. That is rare, but we could see it.
Well, I think we were expecting lower scores, obviously, with this format because it's so much easier than alternate shot. But I think the players are getting to know this golf course as well. And you're right, Tripp, the wind was up for the round 2. We don't really know what's going to happen for round 3, but I would expect the players and the teams to learn from their experience in round 1 and let that play into round 3 and hopefully have some chemistry and make some more birdies.
All right, alternate shot today, best ball yesterday. Let's look at those highlights from Day 2. Denmark really on fire early. Kjeldsen and Olesen. We pick him up at the par 4 third. Here's Kjeldsen, his second.
Well, he said he's slow and steady. He's the elder statesman of the team, and as the elder statesman, you got to make a statement early. And, well, yeah, that's exactly what he does. Holds an eagle on the par 4 third, and they're off quickly.
Where was the chest bump? I mean, he signaled for it. He didn't get it. That moved him to 2 under after a birdie at 4. Here's Olesen, his second at the par 4 fifth.
Yeah, it's always good to follow that eagle, Tripp, on the very next hole. Keep the momentum going.
Kidding me.
Stick it to a foot.
Throwing darts.
Chase an eagle with a birdie.
Yeah, got him to 4 under at that point. Now at 8, Olesen, his third. This is a par 5.
Well, I think it was a little showing off now because now it's his turn to make an eagle. Par 5 third shot. That's 4 under in 2 holes. That's very good. That's how you shoot a really low score on the front 9.
Yeah, 29,
wow.
That magic number. How about that? Here at 10, Olesen, a 25-footer for bird.
Yeah, just keeping the momentum going. Beautiful putt from 25 feet for birdie. Moves him to 7 under.
All right, 59 watch was on. Here at 11, Olesen now his second.
He can be a bit hit and miss with this club right here, the irons. At times they're spectacular like they were a few weeks ago in Turkey, and so far in Australia, the iron shots have been spot on.
This is easy math for me. Now they're at 8 under. I don't have to do much there. Okay, they're rolling. Let's go to 12. Kjeldsen for birdie.
Yeah, the strength of his game, Lisa. Left hand low, crouched stance. Buries it right in the middle for the 3rd straight birdie.
So Team Denmark moves to 9 under at that point after a birdie at 13. Here's Olesen at 14.
This is his 3rd shot, par 5. Beautiful use of the bounce. Can it be 2 eagles in the same day? Can it? Can it? Oh, no, but that would leave very short work for a birdie.
Yeah, their 5th straight birdie. In fact, moving them to minus 11 at that point. Let's go to the closing hole. Kjeldsen, his second from the fairway.
Yeah, and really the only chance for a 59 would be to hold it here on 18. And he gave it his best shot. Beautiful shot. Judges it perfectly down to 5 feet where he would make birdie. They would settle for a 60.
So how about that? 5 consecutive birds on the inward 9 for the Danish, or the team from Denmark rather, put them well in command going into the weekend. Olesen said that this is actually his favorite type of golf to play because you have to control the ball and look at the angles. You don't just get up there and hit it. You actually have to think your way around. So interesting statements from him. Let's hear from the guys afterwards.
To be honest, I was thinking a little bit about that 59 with the last 3 or 4 holes to go, but no, 60 was a great score, and combined today we were very good. obviously Søren got it going when holding that second shot, and then I chipped in for eagle also, and yeah, combined we were very good.
I didn't really think about that. I was just I was trying to play solid, you know. Torbjørn was playing exceptional, so I thought if I get it in play and hit it on the green, you know, I'll let him do all the fireworks, and it worked pretty well.
It's kind of incredible to watch, and you guys talk about the birdie barrage that you go on when it's best ball, but it's almost like they were both in the zone. They just got into that mentality, and once it started early, it just kept flowing.
Well, we talked about it last night, how this format would allow for more birdies and more aggressive play. But to beat the field by 4 shots, a very strong field down in Australia, had the lowest score in the second round by 4 shots, just shows how well they did play. 72-60, 12-shot difference, really distanced themselves from the rest of the field and has set themselves up to overcome the problems they had in round 1 in alternate shot and try to do better in round 3.
And when you look at this team, it's kind of a contrast in styles. Kjeldsen is one of those slow and steady guys, as he said. His goal was to put it in the fairway, and then that'll let them have a different format, being aggressive into the greens. And then Olesen, he's a guy who misses a lot of cuts. He's a guy who's either, when he's on, he's really on. He plays great. When he's off, he's got a lot of weekends off. And if we take a look at his golf swing and what he does well, at times it's out in front of him. Other times it's way behind him. He does open the face quite a bit going back. And here he is in Turkey, where he did win by 3 shots. Took a 7-shot lead into the finals. Here it looks very good. Good wind-up, everything there. But then the club, with that open club face, tends to start falling down underneath him just a little bit. And again, this is the week it's right out in front of him. This is the thing he fights. So when the swing is on, it produces great shots. And there's why a guy, when you look at how many starts he missed a cut 10 times in 26 starts, but he had a win and 2 second places. If you ask, hey, would you rather have a career where you make all these cuts and you rarely win, or would you rather be a guy who's inconsistent, but when you're on, you really play well? And that's the case for Olesen. We saw it yesterday. He's got a steady partner with Kjeldsen to be right there for him. So we'll see how well they do in the alternate shot format. But again, a contrast in styles, and it's playing off so far for these two players.
All right, let's go to the Americans. A lot of talk about Jimmy Walker and Ricky Fowler. They played well on day 1. Again, we can't say it enough because the conditions still very difficult on day 2. Here they are at the par 4 5th.
And I can't say enough, that's a great putting stroke. You want to copy a great putting stroke, look at that one right there. Beautiful release, and yeah, the Americans are off and running.
Yeah, they would move to 3 under at that point. Now Fowler, another chance for Bird at 7.
Yeah, Lisa, and his tempo never changes in his stroke, whether it's a 10-footer or a 45-footer, just like he makes right here. Beautiful putting stroke, Trip. Couldn't agree more.
He didn't even look surprised. He expected that golf ball.
He expects to make a lot of
That one got him to -4. Now Fowler, his 3rd at the par 5 12.
And really, when we look at 2016 for Ricky Fowler, at times he was brilliant. You know, you look at the Honda Classic, he played the first 2 rounds without a bogey, and then the different guys showed up. So he's not been getting the race to 72 holes. Hopefully having a partner like Jimmy Walker will help him.
They would make that birdie, move to 5 under. Now at 14, Walker for Bird.
And this is really the strength of Jimmy Walker's game, especially of late when he has struggled off the tee, being able to scramble this week and make putts like that from 15 feet for birdie.
Let's go to 15 and stick with Walker.
Well, and you look at this, the Kingston Heath, and what you have to do here, you have to putt off the greens quite a bit.
Let's hear from the guys after the round.
Yeah, I mean, I think we would have both liked to have made a few more birdies out there. We just kind of had a hard time getting it close. I thought the pins were kind of tough, and we just struggled getting it close. Finally, you know, Ricky made some good putts on the front, a couple birdies, and then made 2 in a row there on the back. But we just didn't make enough birdies today.
A few more would have been nice to go into the weekend, but I think we've done a good job with what we've had. We haven't had any of our best golf yet, or anything close to it. So. We'll get our run here soon.
It was kind of free-for-all. I mean, I think we both kind of had the game plan of hitting full shots in. Tomorrow's another day, and it's going to be a tough format again, and we're looking forward to it.
But yeah, tomorrow can definitely separate. I think some guys at the top and a few shots back. If we go out and play a solid round of golf, it can do us a lot of good going into Sunday.
You talk about the tempo of Ricky Fowler's putting stroke. What about the tempo, though, and the consistency of Jimmy Walker's golf swing?
Well, yes, and what he does is he's the typical player that is a power player. He's got a lot of length off the tee. He's not accurate at all. He hits just over half of his fairways, but he's able to shorten golf courses with the distance, and he's a fantastic putter. That combination plays well in modern golf. That's exactly what Jimmy Walker brings to the table. The other thing that Ricky brings is, like I said, just that he's a wonderful guy, a wonderful partner to have. Chemistry is a huge thing playing with Ricky. It seems like whoever's his teammate, they really enjoy playing with him. And why wouldn't you so far? But this team yesterday we saw in best ball, in contrast to Kjeldsen and Olesen, where they both were playing well, there was a little yin and yang going with this team. Ricky picked up Jimmy, Jimmy picked up Ricky, so that was probably why they didn't go quite as low as they wanted to go.
We would call it ham and egg.
Yes.
In Louisiana. You're exactly right. I think Jimmy made a good point earlier in the week in his sound when he said that he and Ricky talked about this format, especially in the alternate shot format, and he told Ricky, look, just relax on the tee. You can't hit a tee ball anywhere that I haven't been before.
True.
So just turn it loose. But you're right, they have been making some putts, but I'm like what Ricky said there, they haven't played their best golf yet, and they can really jump over some teams tomorrow in this very difficult alternate shot format and set themselves up for a run on Sunday and try to bring this thing back to the USA.
Although we say it tomorrow, it's coming up with that 16-hour time swing. We're going to get some live golf coming your way in about 50 minutes from now. Still to come, we'll show you the first round leaders, how they fared from the guys from Spain on day 2. More highlights from Melbourne are on the way, and the countdown is on. Tiger Woods expected to make his return to competitive golf next week in the Bahamas. All the details later on Golf Central.